Okay, welcome Spartans to session number 29 of the Stay Home Spartans lockdown sessions. Got a lot of work to try and squeeze in tonight, so I'm going to get going right away. Can you believe I actually looked and seen what number we're on? We are actually on number 29, not number 27 twice like I said on Monday. So what we're going to start off with is as always, a little bit of a warm-up. We aren't going to do a stability section today because we've actually got just one big long circuit to try and squeeze in, but I'll go through that in a minute. We're going to start off with just a walkout into a press up, and you're going to work your way from 1 all the way up to 5 press ups. So it's just going to be walkout, press up position, 1 press up, from there back up onto your feet. Next time down, walk out into 2 press ups, and then from there back up onto your feet. Then walk out 3 press ups, and so on and so on and so on, building your way up bit by bit by bit. So off we go, guys. Let's go to it. So it's in that walkout, 1 press up, walkout 2 press ups, walkout 3, building your way up to 5 press ups. We're building your way up to 5 press ups. Now, if you've made it all the way up to 5 press ups and I haven't moved on yet, just start going back down again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 4, 3, 2, 1. So you're working your way back down that ladder again. Now you do get a bit of choice with this circuit, a little bit, not a huge amount, but a little bit. Your goal is on this one, no matter what your fitness levels in today's whole circuit, is to get through as much as you can. Okay, Okay, what we're looking for, guys, whenever I say change, you're going to go into a set of get up, so no hands if possible, lie down, onto your back up onto your feet. Off we go. We're going to go for 1 minute on this one, so just lie back, on your back, from your back up, onto your feet. Try if you can not to use your hands on the floor. If you have to use your hands on the floor, do it, it's fine. But just try and give yourself that extra little bit of a challenge if you can. So it's 1 minute, you're already 20 seconds in, so just keep working through that. What we're going to look at is next is a little very Jane Fonda-esque type move. A little warm up for the hamstrings and lower back at the same time. So at the end of this minute, all I want you to do is stand up, and all you're going to do is reach down, fingertips, try and touch toes on the opposite side, stand up, same thing on the other side. So you're just getting a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a bend. So touch the toes one side, reach across the body, touch the toes on the other. Make sure that you stand up in between each rep. Ready, and change. Off we go. So it's that reach and touch each time. Right. Jane Fonda, Mr. Motivator, Richard Simmons, whoever else there is along those veins. There's TV workout videos, Davina McCall, etc. So this circuit that we're going to do is literally going to last 25 minutes from start to finish. Your goal as you go through this circuit is to do as much work as you can. Now, the first thing you have to do is make a decision. Okay, make a decision on what type of burpee you're going to choose. Okay, so there are lots and lots of different options, but we're going to have sort of 6 options really for you. So you're either going to do 5, 10, or 15 burpees. Okay, so 5, 10, or 15. And within those, you're either going to do chest to floor or straight arm burpees. Okay, you're going to do, so that gives you 6 choices. 5, 10, or 15. You make that choice at the start and you stick with it. Okay, even if it slows you down, if you're doing the 15s, fine. You stick with that number of burpees all the way through because we're going to be repeating that. Okay, guys, relax there for a second. Now, so like I say, you're going to choose, and this is an individual choice. It doesn't matter kind of what level you're at, because it will change how this workout feels. If you choose to do 5 burpees, you'll actually get through a lot more work because the burpee rounds will be dead short, so you'll be moving on really quickly. If you choose 15, yes, you'll be doing more burpees, but you will be doing maybe a little bit less work overall because you won't get as far through the circuit. So it's up to you to decide what you do. So you do 5, 10 or 15 burpees. 5, 10 or 15. When we get going, you're going to start off with your number of burpees, and then we've got a list of exercises that we're going to work our way through as well, but I'll go through that as we work through it. So your first 2 exercises is your burpees, whatever you've chosen, 5, 10 or 15, and then 50 squats, 50, okay? So that's what we're going to start with. 25 minutes, the whole thing starts in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Let's go. So we're straight in. I'm going to stick with 5 because that's going to give me time to explain what's going on. As soon as I've done those burpees, I'm straight into 50 squats, or 50. Yes, it's a high number, but you're going into 50 squats. If you want to make it harder, go for squat jumps. If you've got a kettlebell, you've got a dumbbell, go into some goblet squats. You know, if you've got a barbell, who knows, go into front squats, zercher squats, whatever you want. But it's still 50 reps, 50. When you've completed those squats, you go back to your burpees. So every other exercise is burpees. So you will do burpees before and after every other exercise. If you chose 5, you'll always do 5. If you chose 15, you always do 15 all the way through. So you've got 5 exercises to work through, apart from your burpees, of course. So you're going to do squats, lunges, V-sits, press-ups, and get-ups. So don't worry, I'll demo those as we go. But you've got 50 squats, 40 lunges, 30 V-sits, 20 press-ups, and 10 get-ups. Okay, so you work your way through those. But that will end up, let's make things really simple. So it would be burpees, X burpees, 50 squats, X burpees, 40 lunges, X burpees, 30 V-sits, X burpees, 20 press-ups, X burpees, 10 get-ups, X burpees, and then start to work your way back up the line. Okay, so you work your way all the way down, all the way back up. So if you've completed all your squats, you go into your next set of burpees, and then it is 40 lunges per leg. Now I've been deliberately vague on the lunges. You can just do alternating forward lunges. You can do alternating backwards lunges. You could, if you wanted, go into jumping lunges where you explode up, swap feet mid-air. Fine. You can also go for split squats. But again, it's 40 reps per leg. You can go for anything that's single leg variation. Any single leg variation of a lunge. Whether it's a Cossack squat, whether it's a sideways lunge, whether it is regular, straightforward, forward lunges. It can be any variation you want it to be. Don't feel like you have to stick to just straightforward lunges if you want to change them. Once you finish those lunges, you go back into your burpees again. So once you get the hang of this, it is pretty easy. Well, maybe easy is the wrong word. It's straightforward. Your burpees is every other round. So they will border every other exercise. So if you're doing 5 burpees, 50 squats. 5 burpees, 40 lunges per leg. So I think it's probably the hardest round. 5 burpees, then it'll be V-sits. And again, there's not too many variations with a V-sit, but a V-sit is just going to be that stretch out, come up, create that V shape through the body and back down. Okay, if you need that little bit of assistance, you can use hands just to keep you balanced. And if you can't do it with legs straight, just do the variation with knees bent, which is a little bit easier. But again, 30 reps working your way through. What's really good about this, you can figure out how many burpees you do over the entire session, and then when you go and repeat this workout, of course you will, you then get a chance then to try and improve upon it. No, what it realistically does is gives you a score, gives you something to work with, gives you something to work upon each time, gives you just an idea of how much work that you've done and how much work is left to go. So again, it's just a ladder down, so it's 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, working your way down. But then once you've done it all, so you'll finish with burpees, and then you start again, you go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, work your way back up that ladder. If, and I definitely think some of you will, if you make it all the way back to the top of that ladder, you then go back down again. You start to work your way, you just basically work your way up and down that ladder all the way through. So your V sits, your core exercise is next. So again, try and create that V shape through your body and legs. Again, hollow out, then up into a V shape and back down. Creating that V up. You want to make it more of a challenge, arms out behind and extend that V, which makes it a bit harder. You brace through the core that little bit harder. Once you've done 30 reps of that, you're back into the burpees again. Now again, this one doesn't matter where you're at in terms of the zoom, in terms of compared to anybody else, because everybody has chosen different burpees. Everybody does. You've got the option to do chest to floor, you've got the option to do straight arm, and then obviously 5, 10 and 15 reps. That will change how it feels. Now I know I haven't usually done it if anybody's been catching up, but I will have a description of what goes in the workout, in the actual video description today, so that you can kind of follow along if I'm not quite keeping your interest in this one. So again, it's back into the burpees again, 5, 10 or 15, but after those V sits, it then becomes 20 press ups. So we drop 10 reps every time. So 20 press ups. It's a relatively low number. You might disagree. You might think, oh god, that's higher than you want it to be. But it's 20 press ups. So again, just to run through them again from the start, by the time we finish this one, you will be sick of me reminding you what they are. But I have to keep doing it because people are at different places all over the place. Okay, so burpees border everything. You're going to go for 50 squats, 40 lunges per leg, 30 V-sits, 20 press-ups and 10 get-ups. And then you can calculate where you get to as you go through. So on the way down, there are 6 rounds of burpees. On the way back up, there's only 5, and you work your way up and down then, okay? So the first round is 6 rounds of burpees, but then it's 5 on the way up because you don't repeat the end rounds. That way you can calculate where you're at. Let's keep working. You are 7.5 minutes gone, 7.5 minutes gone. Nobody has made it all the way through yet. I've decided, I think maybe you guys have picked up on it, but this is where you can offer this feedback. I've decided that on Monday sessions, we tend to do a lot of stability, a lot of mobility, obviously still a little bit of fitness work in there as well, but they're a lot more of a smooth pace, mainly because it's just, me and Ali and AJ usually, and we can just sort of take it nice and easy, nice and slow. You guys can catch up on YouTube. And then when we get to Wednesday, when I've got a bigger crowd, I think, you know what, let's work this a little bit harder. Let's work a little bit faster. Let's get a bit of a sweat on while we do it. Because you're well fit for it. Well fit for it. 8.5 minutes gone, 8.5 minutes gone. 25 in total, but the 25 minutes is it. That's all we're doing for today. You do not have to do anything else after that. There's no extra circuit, there's nothing like that there, because by that time, hopefully, you'll have got yourself through, hopefully, 50 plus, maybe even 100 plus burpees, depending on how many you've chosen. So obviously, if you've chosen 5 burpees at a time, you'll get through those rounds that little bit quicker. If you've chosen 15, a bit slower, but your number of burpees will rack up that much quicker. So again, just to remind you again, on the way down, 50 squats, 40 lunges per leg, 30 V-sits, 20 press-ups, 10 get-ups. So the get-ups is again that lying down onto your back, standing back up onto your feet. So it's like almost like a reverse burpee, a backwards burpee. Just try and work your way through. Always keep your eye on the ball. This is good. So, Ian, rather than going straight back to the squats and working your way down again, start from the bottom and go back up again. So you'll actually go, once you've done your 10 get-ups, you'll do burpees and then you're going to do get-ups again. So you're going to start working your way back up the ladder instead. So you'll actually go through those exercises 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So it's that wave ladder as you go up and down through it. That's what we're aiming to do. Good. Now the chest to floor burpees, if you've chosen them, fair play to you, because they are not going to be easy. If you've chosen 15 as well, fair play to you. But again, to be honest, the number doesn't change. The number doesn't change what you're supposed to be doing during this workout. The difference is purely that you will get to swap exercises a bit more often if you choose a lower number. Reason being, 5 burpees doesn't take very long to do. 15 chest to floor burpees should take significantly longer to do. Good. So we've got a couple of people on the get-ups, so it's only 10 get-ups. Once you've done those 10 get-ups, do your burpees again, and then start to work your way back up again. So you'll actually do 2 rounds of get-ups in a row. So remember, your burpees will border everything. So again, I've gone through those exercises, so 50 squats, 40 lunges, 30 V-sits, 20 press-ups, 10 get-ups. But your burpees are before and after every exercise. So they will be the bread to your press-up sandwich, the bread to your get-up sandwich, either side of it every time. So again, if I was going through this at a very, very sort of accelerated rate. Actually, you know what, I'll do it backwards because most people are towards the end of the round. So if I finished all the way down, I'd have my burpees. So I'd have my burpees, then I'd be into my 10 get-ups. So from those 10 get-ups, then you'd go back into your burpees again. Then you're into your 20 press-ups. Once you've done those 20 press-ups, you are back into those burpees. Once you've done those burpees, you are back into those V-sits. So again, creating that V shape through the body. Once you've done those V-sits, once again, like I said, I told you you'd be sick of me at this stage, into those burpees. Then it is those 40 lunges per leg. Following 40 lunges per leg, burpees again. Then it's your 50 squats. Following your 50 squats, you're back into burpees again, and then you're back down into 50 squats, and you're heading down the ladder again. The good news, however, is you are now 13 minutes in. 13 minutes in, which means you are past halfway. You have only 12 minutes more left to go. That's good. So let's have a little look. That's good, guys. Just try and get a little bit deeper in those squats. Chest is staying up and everything. That's better. That looks good. And Sam, the question is, where's your partner in crime? Where's TVJ tonight? Lizzie, get. There you go. So not only have I, let everybody else on Zoom know, but I've forever immortalized it on YouTube that he's skipping sessions. So again, with this, now this goes not just for you guys on Zoom, but for anybody that's watching via YouTube. You can swap in similar exercises, or you can make changes to it. So if you're currently doing the squats, you can make them heavier by doing squat jumps. You can make them more explosive by doing squat jumps. You can make them heavier by doing a goblet squat. So if you've got a kettlebell, a dumbbell, you know, a small dog, large dog, roommate, teammate, hold them in your chest and do squats with them. You can change that move. Okay, the lunges, there are hundreds of different lunge variations that you could do. Forward, back, side to side, Cossack squats, any variation that is a single leg type squat movement. For your V-sits, there's not as much variation there, but again, you can swap in similar core exercises. Press-ups, again, you know, you could do diamond, you could do wide, you could do staggered, where hands are in different places. You can get fancy with it. You could do archer press-ups, you could do typewriter press-ups. If you're not sure what any of those are, get on Google, you will see some impressive style press-ups that you can do. They are challenging as hell. What have we got then? You've got your get-ups. Again, there's a little bit of variation in the get-ups, so you can use momentum, you can not use momentum, you can do all those sorts of things. The burpees, you kind of dug your own grave with whatever you chose. So if you chose 15 chest to floor, bad luck, means you're in for a lot of burpees tonight. Good news is it just probably means you won't end up doing as many squats. This is good. So every time you do those lunges, drive back up to the top. Make sure you explode back up into it. It's actually looking pretty good from the guys on Zoom, but it's a nice tip. Sometimes you do see it, is when people lunge, the step forward, and they'll kind of do this kind of juddery step back up. Try and really drive from the floor, big explosion back up to stand. And it's that same thing. Down, big drive, all the way back up to standing each time. So you work your way through really, really explosively. 16 and a half minutes gone. 16 and a half minutes gone. So we are creeping ever closer to the end. Bit by bit by bit. We're looking good though. Let's have a look at it. Again, that's good. I'm seeing as well different variations on those lunges. I see a couple of people throwing in rotations in there. That's always not a bad one for rugby. Didn't even think of mentioning that one. So as you're lunging, you're actually getting a bit of rotation in there. So you're actually practicing that same kind of thing that you're going to be doing. A lot of passing from side to side. So you get that twist through the body. That goes for contact or for touch. I hope everybody that is back at touch is really enjoying it. Hopefully the social distancing aspect doesn't take too much out of it. 17 and a half minutes gone. So again, try and make it up and down that ladder as often as possible in 25 minutes. So again, like I say, I'll put it in the description. This looks good, nice depth. Good, so for everybody, I don't exactly know what's on the floor, but make sure it's, if you're on carpet, if you're on wood, try and get your foot down or your knee down till it is almost touching the floor, We get decent depth into it. You can play about with the length of the stride, so you could do a short lunge, which is just there, really, really short, puts a lot of strain through the quads, or you can make it a really long lunge, which still works the quads, but gets the glutes and hamstrings helping a little bit more effectively. So have a little bit of a play with those feet position. And you can mix and match as you go through each circuit as well. I should have mentioned this a bit earlier than 19 minutes in. You can mix and match throughout. So for instance, if you're doing your 50 squats, you could do 10 heavy squats with a kettlebell. So I've got my water bottle, so imagine I've got a dumbbell or something there. You could go for 10 heavier ones. Then you could go into 10 explosive variations. Then you just come into 10 regular bodyweight squats. And then you go into another 10 weighted, another 10 explosive. You know, mix and match through the set. Whatever it takes just to give you that little mental edge. You know, just to give that mental bit of toughness to move on from it. Same with the press ups, you know, do a couple where you have your hands quite narrow, a couple where your hands are a regular distance apart, a couple wide, until you hit the 20 target. Keep varying it up. You know, your lunges, you could do clock face. Clock face is quite a good one because you've got that, you know, 1, 2, 3 lunges. That's all on one side. That's one rep of a clock face, but you've done 3 lunges there. So that gives you different variations as you work through. And obviously you do the same thing on the other side if you're doing a clock face. But again, mix and match as you go through. It's the overall accumulated number of reps. The only constant in this is the number of burpees you chose at the very start. You'd think, for the benefit of the guys that are, we're 20 minutes in by the way, for the benefit of the guys that are watching on YouTube, you would think that everybody down here has chosen 5 burpees and made things very easy on themselves, but that is not the case by the looks of it. At glanced, I think somebody just gave me the finger. I'm not sure. Oh, it was a thumbs up. It was a thumbs up. Well, it was a thumbs up the second time anyway. I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. No. But this is good, guys. This is keeping working. So we are fast approaching 21 minutes. We are fast approaching 21 minutes. So at this stage, that'll leave us with just 4 minutes to go. So now is the time where we stop thinking about just getting a manageable pace. Because at the start, because you're working for 25 minutes, I genuinely thought I was going to get a strip show there. So this is where we start to forget about that manageable pace. So at the start, same as if you were to run a 5K, if any of you guys does park run, does running, or does any form of endurance event, you do not want to come absolutely flying out of the gates. Not in something like this, not in a fitness class like this. You don't want to give everything you've got for the first 5 minutes and then suddenly you're in 20 minutes of hell. You want to kind of survive for the most part, okay? And that looks like what most people are doing now. So you set that manageable pace. But now we have actually 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. 3 minutes and 20 seconds. This is where I want you to start to ramp it up. Where you want to take a rest, don't. Just push on past it. Where you think your chest is burning and you need to take a break in those press-ups, don't. Just keep going. Just squeeze out 1 or 2 more reps. Just push beyond that little last bit. So just try and get as hard as you can for 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. That's all you've got. So what's that? 180 seconds? Yeah, I hope I'm right. I have an A level in that, so I better be right. Good. So again, this is where you will have the urge to slow down. This is where you have the urge to stop because you're getting more and more fatigued. You've done more and more work. What's really interesting, guys, especially with the burpees alone, is try and figure out the session volume. So for instance, if you've made your way all the way up the ladder, all the way down the ladder and all the way back up, that will be 11 rounds of burpees. Let's say you did 10 burpees every time, that's 110 burpees. If I did that, I'm 100 kilos. That's 100 kilos multiplied by 110 times, so I had to shift my body weight off the floor and back up again 110 times. That is 1,100 newtons, I think it is measured in. But you've done well over a ton in burpees alone, shifted over a ton of weight in burpees alone. Obviously I haven't done that many. You guys, I think, have done even more than that. I think most people are on their way down out of their second ladder, or on their way back up on their second ladder. You're absolutely flying through. You have got just 90 seconds remaining. Just 90 seconds remaining at this point. So now is the time. Really go for it now. Forget about how tired you are. Just keep pushing. This is that final stretch. This is that final stretch. This is that stage now. You've made a line break. You know, somebody fast is behind you. Last couple of seconds in the game. You've got to make it to the far end of the field. You've got to get down there. You've got to score. You've got to score that try. Or if you prefer, you know, if maybe you're a glass half empty person, maybe somebody else has made a line break. Maybe you're in the lead and they're going to score and take the lead. You've got to get to them. You've got to touch. You've got to tackle. You've got to do whatever it takes to stop them. You've only got 40 seconds. You don't want that situation where somebody's got the ball and they're able just to saunter into the finish line to the try line because no one's chasing them. Put them under pressure. You never know what somebody's going to do when they're under pressure. You keep pushing it right to the very end. Every single time. You make them work ever harder for every single game that they're going to make. That can be very mentally damaging to an opposing team. Seeing a team that is fitter than them, seeing a team that will not give up, will not let them have anything easy. Time. Okay guys, if you're on Zoom, sit yourselves down, lie yourselves down, have a rest, relax, grab yourselves a drink, you are done. Just let me wind up for the guys on YouTube. So, guys on YouTube, really well done if you stuck with that all the way through. That is a tough little circuit. A lot of volume. Like I say, figure out how many rounds of burpees you did. If you made it all the way down the ladder and all the way back up, that's 11 rounds of however many burpees you were doing, whether it was 5, 10 or 15. As always guys, if you have any feedback, let me know on Facebook, let me know on Instagram at Neil Gallagher Training. Let your captains know, let your coaches know. They can pass me on that feedback and I can adapt it. I can adapt the sessions as we go forward. But other than that, this is Neil signing off and I will see you guys on Monday. Good job.